If you follow the social media world at all, you know that Kevin Durant is one of the more, how should we say, interactive athletes in this world. That could be a great thing at times, but it also could be a horrible thing. This guy has repeatedly, constantly, dare I say, stupidly, have responded to fans nonstop about things they may feel about him, things they may feel about his game, all kind of crap. And he responds in an emotional way, in a way that just doesn't make sense. Because by all means, Kevin, you're a celebrity. These people are nothing. You have so much more to lose than they do. There should be no reason that these people affect you. Why are you reacting so emotionally? Well, it really got me to thinking. There's a lot of athletes out there that react so emotionally, that really are uncomfortable in their own skin, that every time somebody says something about them, they have to go off or they have to act irresponsibly. And they react in a way that you would think is beneath them. For some reason, they just can't control themselves. Now, I have a list of 5 athletes that I believe do social media wrong and that are very emotional in a bad way. And for some reason, with these 5 guys, there's a distinct similarity and commonality. But then I have another list of 5 other athletes that have another commonality that I believe helps them to not react like the other 5 guys. Let's start the first list with the person we were just discussing, Kevin Durant. Now, we all know Kevin Durant and his mother, Wanda, has been on the cover of ESPN magazines. She's had her own movie. As recent as this past June, she was celebrating harder than Kevin Durant and any of the other players when Kevin got his first championship. Mind you, I say Kevin got his first championship. Not you, Wanda. For those of you that may not know Kevin Durant's story, his dad left the family when Kevin Durant was an infant. An infant. By no means is that the right thing to do, but there's a reason why he left. Kevin Durant's mom, Wanda, and his father eventually got a divorce. But around the time Kevin Durant was 13 years old, his dad decided to come back in his life and traveled around the country for basketball tournaments and such. Now, if you guys know anything about child psychology, a child has developed pretty much who they are by the age of 12. By the age of 12. Kevin Durant's father didn't come back consistently in his life until the age of 13. So, Kevin Durant was set in stone in who he would be before his dad came back in his life. I submit to you that the reason Kevin Durant is so emotional and he has to get back at somebody every time he's on social media is because he was raised by a single mom. I'm of the opinion, guys, you can hate me if you want, disagree with me if you must. I'm of the opinion that single moms should not raise young men. They should not raise young men without the help of a male role model. Not just a role model, somebody who will be there intricately, taking a great effect on that child's life. Men need men. Young men need another man to be there and give him an example. Men need to see footprints where they can step in those footprints and become the man that they need to be. Not only was Kevin Durant raised by his mother, he was raised by his grandmother. So that's 2 feminine influences. And we all know about women. Women, you can disagree with me now, but you know in your time in the month, you agree with me at least 5 days a month, that women handle things in a very emotional way. Women, they gotta get back at you. women got to get the last word. Majority of women, but that's pretty much women in general. Just the way you made. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying it's how you are. Males need to be around the testosterone. Need to be around other males to feel what it feels like to let things go. Men, we have become pros of just saying, ain't no big deal, whatever. F it. Men, we know how to let things go. Women, it's just not in your nature. It's just not. I'm sorry. We know this. So with Kevin Durant and the other four guys I'm about to mention, you guys gonna see some similarities to what I'm saying. Did not have that testosterone in an integral part of his life. Up until the age of 13, he did not have that on a consistent basis. You can say, yeah, his dad should have been there. His dad definitely should have been there. But being that he wasn't there, there should have been more of a male influence in his life. No matter what happened, for a child to not have the other side of their parent, it's up to the parent that they're with to still provide that child with what they need. You don't believe me, I know. But we're going to get to a successful case of this on the opposite end. I know we got majority of single mothers out here in this world, so we tend to defend them to no end. And that's fine. But there are single fathers out there that are doing this thing the right way, and I'm going to point that out. But my second person on this list, you guys know him, the self-proclaimed King James. LeBron James was raised primarily by his mother. She had LeBron at the age of 16. Her and LeBron struggled throughout poverty, going from house to house to house. But I commend her because she realized that she needed to put LeBron in a better situation, in a better family situation. She released LeBron to a father figure. I think his name is Frank Walker. She released him. So that in itself, guys, to me, is why I believe LeBron is the successful man off the court that he is. I'm not talking about just on the court today. I'm talking about off the court. LeBron's a great guy. He's a great family man, does everything he needs to do. But I believe it's because of the structure he had with the Frank Walker family. If he would stay with his mother all through high school, I don't think LeBron would have been half the guy he is. He probably would have still been the same athlete. But the man and the humanitarian and everything he does off the court, I don't think he would have been that. Just my opinion. But what LeBron does do, he is petty at times. And LeBron's, I don't believe, you can call it what you want, I don't believe LeBron's 100% comfortable in his own skin. I think he's more of a follower than a leader. I think the leading is something he felt he had to do instead of things he wanted to do or was automatically built to do. The next person on my list, the legend, Dennis Rodman. Dallas' own Dennis Rodman. Now, Dennis Rodman, we all know Dennis Rodman. I mean, he's one of the craziest athletes ever. One of my favorites. Arguably the best defender of all time. Arguably the best rebounder of all time. Dennis Rodman, Hall of Famer. We love him. But we definitely know everything he was off the court. Dennis Rodman himself has stated he's the oldest of 47 children. 47 children. His dad was never around really. He had kids all over the world. He's the definition of a Rolling Stone. His mother, she worked hard, did what she needed to do, but she was never home because she worked so many jobs. I know we gotta say, she's just a hero. She's the real MVP. She's the real MVP for working so hard. I'm of the opinion that the major responsibility their parents should have is to provide for their children. But you got to be there to have support for your kids. You got to be there to provide guidance to your kids. The Generation X was full of people who did nothing but raise themselves. That's why Generation X was full of crack, full of gangs, full of babies out of wedlock. Because they had no structure. Because they raised themselves. I talked about that in another video. You should check that out. But Dennis Rodman himself knew the value of having a father and what he missed out on. He says it in a roundabout way, but I think we can read through what he says when he says this. My father isn't part of my life. I haven't seen him in more than 30 years.
So what is there to miss? I just look at it like this. Some man brought me into this world. That doesn't mean I have a father. I don't. I could say, this is my father. This is my dad. But that doesn't sound right to me. I grew up with my mother and two younger sisters, Deborah and Kim. There wasn't a male role model in my life until I got to college and started getting my act together.
That's right, guys. We can read pretty much through this. He knew that he needed his father, did not have it. He missed out on that. And that's essentially what resulted into him being the worm that he was. One of my favorite athletes, Dez Bryant. If you guys don't know, Dez Bryant has one of the craziest stories that you ever know. As the story goes, I'm not stating this as facts, I'm just stating the story as we've heard. Dez's mother was a prostitute that sold drugs. His dad was a pimp. That's just what the story goes. So obviously his dad wasn't around because he was out pimping. But Dez's mom had him when she was 15 years old. 15, guys. And she was arrested for selling drugs when he was the age of 8 years old. So when he was in high school, Dez moved 8 different times. He changed houses 8 different times. Think about the instability that is. If you're in high school for 4 years, you're moving 2 times per year. I think one of the most important things a parent can give their child is keeping them stable, showing them stability, having them able to have the same surroundings around them where they don't have to do nothing but worry about going to school, getting their life together, becoming who they're going to be in the future. As much as I love Dez, we all know that Dez has so many off the field issues, has had so many emotional outbursts, rather on social media, rather on the field, in the locker room. Regardless, the emotion that he has strictly comes from not having a stable father in his life and having a mother who wasn't as stable as she should have been. And my last person, guys, this guy, honestly, if I seen this guy in person, I would pretty much be afraid. I would walk across the street, I ain't gonna lie. This how crazy he is. Dez Bryant. Dez Bryant is a linebacker for the Cincinnati Bengals. A lot of you may not know his name, but if you're a hardcore NFL fan, you know him. This guy, he's just all over the place. He's emotional. He's crazy. I mean, he does things intentionally to hurt people on the field. Recently, he actually got thrown out of a game, and as he's walking out of the field, he's arguing with a fan. Not only a fan, a female fan. Not only a female fan, a white female fan. Dez, you can't do that. Okay, back to reality. Let's tell you a little bit about his story. Now, his mom and dad were married. Slow clap because his dad was a gang member. He was a gang member and a convicted cocaine dealer. So eventually, he's not going to be around. So mom and dad got a divorce. Mom raised Dez by herself and his brother. After a while, she eventually got married. The key word, eventually. So the majority of his life, he was raised alone with just his mom. Another victim of single motherhood. See, I know a lot of you guys probably watching this like, hey man, these guys became something. These guys are athletes. These guys are professional athletes. They getting paid. Their mama couldn't have been that bad. I mean, she really was the thing that propelled them to get where they are. That's why as soon as they get paid, what's the first thing they do? Buy their mama a house, buy their mama a car. They get their mama a whole bunch of money. But guys, I'm seriously under the opinion that crap don't matter. Honestly, it really don't matter. Their athletic ability, more often than not, did not really come from their mother. She just a byproduct of what they eventually became. How tall Wanda Durant? Is she 6'10"? Yeah, she's 6'4". I mean, she do look a little manly, but At the end of the day, their athletic ability, quite frankly, came from their dad. And then, not to mention that, like I said before, Kevin Durant's dad picked up at 13 and was traveling all over the country with him. but who got the movie? Anybody can get rich. Anybody can have money. Anybody can have athletic ability. Anybody can do that as long as you're dedicated or just have natural gifts and abilities. But what's more important in life than money is how you handle situations, how you live every day, how you resolve conflict, the relationships you are able to keep and not burning bridges, all that. That's really what was worth more than money. And that, my friends, is developed from a stable household. A stable household where there's a mother and father, where there's a male figure, a female figure. That provides stability for children. Now it's time for the list of athletes that do it right. Now these guys ain't perfect, they have issues, but you rarely see them off the court or off the field reacting in an overly emotional way or being irresponsible on Twitter, on Instagram. You're not going to find that because these guys are solid rocks based on the stability they had growing up. The first guy, the jersey you see me don all the time, Kobe Bean Bryant. This guy comes from a very, very close-knit family. It was so close-knit that he had to break free from them just to get married to his wife. I know you guys seen him celebrating so hard within his first 3 championships with the Los Angeles Lakers, but the first 2, he didn't have communication with his family. His family did not want him to marry Vanessa. He did it anyway because he loved her so much, but that's how close the family was. His dad and mom did not agree with it, but when you look at Kobe, the way he's able to conduct himself on and off the court, yeah, he may be a little selfish on the court, but he knew he can get the job done. But point blank, the emotions, the way he treat people, but he handles majority of situations with integrity and not emotion. Second person, Kyrie Irving. Now he's a special case for me because if you guys don't know, Kyrie Irving's mother actually passed away when he was 4 years old. So therefore his dad became a single dad. But what did he do? He raised his son the best of his ability, but he allowed his sisters to be that feminine influence in Kyrie's life. If you guys know, Kyrie is well-spoken, had amazing grades, went to Duke. I mean, this guy is an amazing guy off the court. Despite the backlash he received on social media and from media overall, he basically was the Kevin Durant of this offseason. He never went off on anyone on Twitter. He never posted something that was a subtweet or nothing like that. Kyrie handled his things like a man. He stood in the face of all the adversity, even going on first take at one point, and stood in the face and really just took it on the chin. Whatever you got to say, you got to say it, but this is my decision. I wonder who he gets influences from. But I digress. The next person, Stephen Curry. Stephen Curry, we all know his parents. His dad, Del Curry, played in the NBA for so many years. His mom, a great influence. I believe she worked with Montessori's for so long. Teacher. I mean, just great influences overall. It's so powerful how they raised their family up. Don't get me wrong. He reacts emotionally on the court a lot when things don't go his way. But off the court, who's a better citizen than Stephen Curry right now? I mean, he may have some things behind the closet like most men do, but he got a great wife, great 2 young daughters, doing some phenomenal things together. You got to give it to the man. He's doing his thing. Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook, guys, come from a stable home. Mother and father, workaholics, doing everything they need to do to provide for their kids growing up. Very, very close-knit family. But one thing I want to point out about this, Kevin Durant has even come out saying several times that he's envious of the life that Russell had, the upbringing he had, having a father there from day one, having a mother there to love on him from day one. That's vitally important. Kevin Durant sees what he did not have, the instability that he had, not just with his father leaving, guys. I'm telling you, there's more to the story. I see women like Wanda Durant every single day. I don't know this lady from a stick in the mud, but you could tell she's more of an opportunist than a supporter. And my last person, guys, my favorite quarterback in the league, Dak Prescott. Now, so many people know the story of his mother, and that's very intentional because his mother had a very tragic death from cancer. That's intentional. She told him, let me be your story. Let me be the thing they see on ESPN that can inspire other people. He's doing that amazingly, guys. He has so many foundations, so many charities, and everything he does as far as endorsements. All of that is geared around his mother and to bring awareness to cancer, awareness to family. Everything is amazing. So she gets a lot of the credit for how Dak is and the well-mannered young man he is. However, his dad is definitely in the picture, has always been in the picture. Dak's mother and his father, they divorced very early in Dak's life. But I've heard Dak's father talk about extensively how close a relationship that he had with Dak's mother. How they were best friends and how serious they took co-parenting. That they knew they had to do everything they could do to provide stability for their children. To give essential laws and foundational pieces to their children so they can flourish in this world. So if you ask me, Dak's father get as much credit, if not more credit, than his mother gets based on the fact that he was there. He could have been gone. You know, and as America wants it, the mother seemingly always gets the kids. So the father definitely could have been gone at any point. But Dak's father decided to stick around not only for the children, but for the mother to give the support that she needed. So guys, I know this topic may seem a little bit off the wall to you guys. So I hope you can see what I'm referring to. It's not just a message to point things out and to be mean or anything like that or be hateful. This really is an encouragement to the single moms out there. Your son, especially, your daughters as well, but especially your son, needs a male role model. Needs someone not just they can see on TV, but somebody that can get in their face and give them tangible life lessons that they can live and propel from. Single mothers, you are not their father. You're not. You shouldn't get enough for Father's Day, point blank. Because you're their mother. Enjoy being their mother. Enjoy being their nurturer. You don't have to hit your son in the chest. You don't have to scream at your son. Honestly, he don't feel it. I'm just be honest with you. He may get mad and puffed up. every boy who's been involved with their mother extensively or raised by single mothers have this face. At some point in your life, you're going to have that face. You know why? Because he ready to punch you. He already bigger than you. He already stronger than you. As small as 7 to 10 years old, a boy is stronger than their mother at 50 years old. So stop it. Get your boy a male figure that he can see and be around on a day-to-day basis that can give him the essential needs he needs and the footprints that he needs to step into to become the man he is. Guys, thanks so much for joining me today. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you don't know already, my name is Mel on Mars, and Mars stands for music, athletics, relationship, and spirituality. Every Sunday, I release a spirituality video. Every Tuesday, I release an athletics video. Every Wednesday, I release a relationship video. And then we top it off on Thursday with a music video. Guys, this is a thing that's growing and growing every day. And I want you to be part of the universe. If you haven't already, when you see my beautiful, stubby, chubby face pop up right here, I want you to subscribe. I want you to hit that button and subscribe to my channel. There's going to be some great things going on that you don't want to miss out on. Also, if you look in this corner, you will see a video I got with YouTube, and I told them, hey, I want to spy on all these people. Tell me what they like to watch. This video will be best for you. Check it out. You don't want to miss it, guys. Be sure to turn on the notification so every time a video pops up, you will see it first. You'll be able to give me your instant reaction. Guys, again, let's be part of the universe. Let's be part of Mel on Mars. Let's grow. Peace.